What is up, fellow friends? Boost Investment X here. We're back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my personal opinion of how to play the hero Dyrroth. This video will include his skills and how to use them and what they do, which equipment you should buy, emblem set, recommended battle spells, skill combos, and extra tips along the side. Dyrroth's skills. Dyrroth's passive skill is where after every 2 basic attacks, the 3rd basic attack will be enhanced and doing a circle strike instead. Instead of using mana, energy, or any other special bar, Dyrroth has his own. He has a rage bar. The rage bar can be filled up to 50% or 100%. It can be filled by dealing damage to enemy units. Once it's reached to at least 50%, having 1 red bar, Dyrroth's 1st and 2nd skill will be enhanced. Hitting an enemy with Circle Strike will heal Dyrroth according to the damage he has dealt. The Circle Strike will hit all around Dyrroth and it will be dealing extra physical damage. Dyrroth's 1st skill is an AoE projectile that shoots forward, dealing physical damage. The enhanced version of the skill has a longer range. Both versions of the skill will slow down the enemy. Dyrroth's 2nd skill is a blink move that dashes him forward. While dashing, if Dyrroth makes contact with an enemy, he will interrupt them. This skill has a 2nd phase. Dyrroth can lock onto an enemy hero, and to that hero, Dyrroth can lunge towards the enemy and do an attack that does physical damage and lowers their defense. The enhanced version of the skill increases the duration of the lower defense and also lowers the enemy's defense even more. Dyrroth's ultimate skill is an AoE move that takes a moment to charge. After the charge, Dyrroth will unleash a fatal blow, dealing physical damage plus 20% of the enemy's lost HP. To put it in simple terms, the more HP the enemy has lost, the more physical damage this skill would do. Dyrroth's ultimate is more of a finisher skill rather than an initiator skill. Equipment build. When playing as a fighter, the first item you want to buy is boots. Having good mobility at the start is always good. The boots you're going to want to buy for Dyrroth is warrior boots and tough boots. Depending on who you're fighting in your lane in the early game, you want to buy the corresponding boots. Buy warrior boots if the person you're fighting in your lane is physical attack. Buy tough boots if the person you're fighting in your lane does magic damage. The first core item you're going to want to buy for Dyrroth is Bloodless Axe. You should buy this right after you buy your boots. Bloodless Axe will give you plus 70 physical attack, 10% cooldown reduction for your skills, and 20% spell vamp. What is spell vamp, you may ask? Spell vamp is a mechanic where you will gain HP according to how much damage your skill has done, plus the percentage of spell vamp you have. The next item you're going to want to buy is a defense item, and if you're going for physical defense, here are the 2 following physical defense items you should buy. The first item you can buy is Brute Force Breastplate. This item will give you 770 HP, 45 physical defense, and its unique passive is whenever you cast a skill or do basic attacks, your movement speed, physical defense, and magic defense will increase by a small percentage and it can stack up to 5 times. The other one you could buy is Antique Cuirass. I think I'm saying it right. This item I don't know how to pronounce, so if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. But you can buy this item. This item will give you 920 HP, 54 physical defense, and a plus 6 HP regen. And the unique passive is when being attacked by an enemy hero, it will decrease their physical attack by 10%, and this effect will last 2 seconds and can also stack 3 times. Both of these items will work really well with Dyrroth. If you want to go for the decent defense and have a higher mobility, then I would buy the first one. But if you want to have even more physical defense and be a little more tanky, then I'll buy the second one. If you need to buy magic defense, here are the 2 following items you can use for Dyrroth. The first one obviously being Athena's Shield, since it grants you the most magic defense in the game. This item will give you 900 HP, 62 magic defense, and 4 HP regen. And to summarize the unique passive, when taking magic damage, the hero will gain a shield that reduces even more magic damage taken. The shield will last for a few seconds, And then the shield will have to have a cooldown that's also a few seconds, so that way the shield can be back up again. Another magic defense item you can buy is the Oracle. The Oracle will give you 850 HP, 42 magic defense, and 10% cooldown reduction. This item's unique passive effect is it increases the HP regeneration effects and shield absorption effects by 30%. The increased HP regeneration effect will benefit Dyrroth because Dyrroth has Spell Vamp, and Spell Vamp also counts as HP regeneration. If you want to have the best magic defense, then I would buy Athena's shield. But if you want to have a pretty decent magic defense, but also increasing HP regeneration, then I would buy the Oracle. To build your physical attack even more, after buying those defense items, the next item you're going to want to buy is Blade Despair. This is an attack item, and this item grants you the most physical attack in the game. Plus it gives you a small bonus of movement speed, and its passive ability allows them to do extra damage if the enemies are lower on HP. There's going to be a high chance that you're going to be fighting enemies that have really good HP regens, so there's an item to counter that, and that item is Sea Halberd. This item will grant you 80 plus physical attack, plus 25% attack speed, and doing basic attacks to an enemy will reduce their HP regen by 50%. When buying this item, you will have to give up a defense slot to replace it with this item, because you only have 6 slots and not 7. If you buy this item, then that means you're going to have the boots, the Bellows Axe, 2 defense items, including this item, and Blade Despair. The tricky part about building your equipment is that I can't really tell you the exact order how to buy them, because every game and every match is different. Some teams may have majority of physical attack, or some teams may have majority of magic attack. So, although I can't tell you the exact order, the items that I just showed you is the items that you're going to want to buy for Dyrroth. Emblem set. The 2 choices of the following emblem sets are the ones that you're going to want to use. The first one you can use is the Fighter Emblem. The second one you can use is the Assassin Emblem. If you're going to use the Fighter Emblem, in Tier 1, max out the plus physical attack. In Tier 2, max out the plus physical penetration. And in Tier 3, use Festival of Blood. Festival of Blood will grant you 8% Spell Vamp, and getting extra kills will grant you an extra % of Spell Vamp. The max Spell Vamp from this can reach up to 20%. If you're going to use the Assassin Emblem, in Tier 1, max out the plus movement speed. In Tier 2, max out the plus physical penetration. And for Tier 3, use Killing Spree. When using Killing Spree, you will gain 50% of your HP back and increasing movement speed by 20% for 5 seconds when killing an enemy. Recommended battle spells. The 2 following spells that you should use for Dyrroth is Execute and Flicker. Use Execute to finish off low HP heroes, or use Flicker to have higher mobility and to combo with Dyrroth's ult. Skill combos. There are different ways you can mix up Dyrroth's skills, but the most reliable combo that he has is Skill 2, both phases, plus Skill 1, plus Ultimate. Skill 2 to initiate the fight and lower the enemy's defense, Skill 1 to do damage and slow them down, and Ultimate to do massive damage. If you land this combo, it should either kill the enemy or be close to killing the enemy, depending on who you're fighting. Tips and tricks. Tip number 1. If you're going to engage in a fight, at least have 50% of the rage bar filled, so that way you can use at least 1 enhanced skill when you start a fight. Number 2. If you just got out from a fight, and if you have low HP, instead of going back to the base to regain your HP, go either find a jungle monster to kill, or clear another minion wave in a different lane. Take advantage of his passive ability, as it allows him to regen his HP back. Speaking of his passive ability, that leads me to my tip 3. When using his enhanced basic attack, try to hit as many things as possible to maximize the damage and to maximize the healing effect. And this should conclude my guide. Hope you guys learned a thing or two about Dyrroth and how to use him. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.